This is KARE 11 Today.
And good morning and welcome. KARE 11 Today. An inspiring read that will make your child think. A look inside the pages of a new book for kids when we return. Well, sometimes inspiration comes in unexpected ways. Mechanical engineer Mark Toffel was on a road trip when a touching children's tale sprung to mind. The result is this book, The Raindrop Who Lost His Cloud But Found His Purpose. And we are delighted to welcome Mark to the show this morning. Thank you so much. Okay, so do lots of these types of thoughts come to you when you're driving? Tell us about this one.
This one was very unique to me. I normally will daydream or work on projects that I'm working on up at the cabin. And as I was driving just north of St. Cloud, this out of the blue, this story hits me. And it had the title, every word in it, and I got it to my mom's in Bemidji, and I said, I've got to go sit down and write this down. This is really strange. So I wrote it down in my little book where I put all my circuit diagrams for the house and stuff. And didn't think about it too much for a while. I didn't. Eventually, I typed it up and passed it around some people on Facebook.
Okay.
And then they said, you know, you should look into publishing this thing.
Wow.
Thought,
well, you know, self-publishing is kind of like the thing to do these days.
Yeah,
more and more people are doing
through Beaver's Pond, it's very easy because they help you and guide you through it.
Well, let's talk about some of the illustrations. You have the story, but then you have a special relationship with the person who did your illustrations.
My niece, Summer, she lives out in Ligonier, Pennsylvania, and she has had several awards for drawings, and she does murals, but figured she needed maybe something else to check into. And
now, did you suggest to her some of the things that you thought, or did you just send her the story and then she created this on her own?
I had sent her the story. I did have a few sketches and ideas and concepts, which just pretty much gets a person in trouble.
Okay.
And I gave her that. I just basically gave her free rein to go through and work on the drawings, and I never looked at them until the end. And that was like a week before she got married, and she finished it up.
Oh, well, good. Do you have children? I mean, was this going to a specific child in mind?
No, my son is 21. He's up in University of Minnesota Morris.
Well, let's talk about left brain, right brain, because as an engineer, you don't necessarily see the creative side coming out in some people, but you know, all of a sudden you said the story came to you.
A lot of times when I'm working on projects, it's best to just say, this is the problem, take a nap, look next to you.
Oh, I love it, take a nap.
And you look in the middle, and oh, there we go. And then writes down, and then go back, take a nap again, and there's another idea that comes along.
Oh, so you get your inspiration by sort of relaxing.
It's that little place of time between you're just starting to wake up and you start realizing how much your brain is really working, it seems like, because you can just hear these
Well, had you always had this in the back of your mind that someday I'm going to write like a children's book, or I'm going to be self-published?
No, no, not at all.
All right. So once you got the idea and you kind of got it formulated, there's a lot of people that kind of have that, but then they don't have the courage to move forward with it. What finally made you decide to make that last step?
There was some very unique things that happened after we had. I turned in to the Beaver's Pond. Just email it off. One publisher, okay, I'm going to try this. And I sent it off. And I get a letter back from Jordan Wickland. I said, yes, we like it. We'll do it. And I said, okay, right. And we were at a party a few weeks later, and somebody said, oh, I wish I could get my book published through Beaver's Pond.
Okay, so we're getting the rap signal from our,
And anyway, then it just followed. Everything just fell into place.
And it was finally your time to be published. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning with this delightful, The Raindrop Who Lost His Cloud But Found His Purpose. Thank you so much for joining us. Mark is hosting a book event this Friday, February 4th at the Harmar Mall, Barnes & Noble in Roseville. Fun starts at 10:30 a.m. and you can find Mark Toffel's book, The Raindrop Who Lost His Cloud But Found His Purpose, in bookstores everywhere.